Hi peeps, I'm Nhi and welcome to my podcast. In this series, I will discuss things that I find interesting or have had an impact on me. And today, on the very first episode, I'm going to talk about a book titled On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by a Vietnamese American author, Ocean Vuong. And here are some of my thoughts on it. Taking the form of a letter written by a son nicknamed Little Dog to his illiterate mother, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous utilizes a fragmented narrative to tell the story of a fragmented family. In a nutshell, the story revolves around Little Dog, the history of his family, his experiences, and first love as a queer Vietnamese immigrant in the USA. Quote, "I'm writing to reach you, even if each word I put down is one word further from where you are." Unquote. The novel opens with an acknowledgement, acknowledging how this letter might never be able to fulfill a letter's duty, which is to reach someone using our words we put down to be taken up by others. And even though he's fully aware of how at 5 his mother's schoolhouse collapsed after an American raid, how, quote, "Our mother tongue then is no mother at all, but an orphan, our Vietnamese a time capsule, a mark where your education ended, ashed," unquote. His words still pour from his aching heart, overflowing page after page with the bittersweetness of exploring oneself and one's family. The genuinity and honesty emitting from this novel really makes it hard to believe that this is a work of fiction. With a combination of using a disrupted narrative and his past experience with poetry, Ocean Vuong managed to make On Earth feels like a collection of poems, each capturing a piece of the past, which could be anything from a fleeting feeling to a lasting memory, allowing readers to piece together the story themselves. Through this rather unique writing style, and through the voice of Little Dog, readers get to understand the hardships and trauma that women, like Little Dog's mom and grandmother, had to go through and its lasting effects on their day-to-day life, as well as the barriers Little Dog himself had to overcome as an immigrant, a teenager exploring his sexuality, and as a young adult trying to cope with the death of his first love. And through these flashes of feelings, these snippets of memories, we get to see Vuong question the violence and trauma entangled with issues like race, addiction, class, and the irreparable damage that war inflicts on those who suffer the misfortune of experiencing it. All of the above-mentioned points, like the writing style, the intricate way Vuong uses his word to describe his raw feelings, the premise, the message, all contribute to my appreciation towards this novel. To be quite honest though, I don't think that it's a book for everyone, due to the distinct writing style and the heavy themes it touches on. I feel like those who enjoy poetry will like this book a lot, as they will find themselves trying to decode the various symbolisms scattered throughout the novel, which is no surprise since Ocean Vuong is an award-winning poet. Another demographic that I believe will find this book particularly interesting is obviously those who can relate to the main character, like Vietnamese immigrants or members of the LGBTQ+ community, etc. As a Vietnamese and being able to understand the cultural references in the book, I feel like I get to view the story from a perspective that is quite different from that of other readers, since I can both relate to the familiar practices of a Viet family and still have the chance to explore the less familiar aspects. All in all, though hard to characterize or summarize, Ocean Vuong's novel is definitely, like the title suggests, brief and gorgeous. Overall, I personally think this book deserves a solid 4 out of 5, and I would recommend it to anyone intrigued by its writing style and themes. If you want to experience the novel fully after listening to this podcast, I'd recommend buying an ebook version or ordering a physical copy online, since it is not yet available in Vietnam, nor is there a translated version as far as I know. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon. Until then, remember to stay safe, and for now, goodbye!